Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, August 21. Jamaica saw its biggest spike in confirmed COVID-19 cases yesterday, prompting a meeting today of the Cabinet Committee set up to monitor and address government's response to the pandemic. In a virtual press briefing Thursday evening, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton gave the sobering news of 98 new cases in a single day. 10 of the samples were from the backlog, while 88 were from current samples tested. Most of the new cases, 53, were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, followed by 17 in St. Catherine, 7 in Clarendon, 5 in St. Thomas, 4 each in St. James and Manchester, 3 each in St. Anne and St. Mary, and 2 in Westmoreland. The minister also confirmed one more COVID-19 related death, the 15th since the outbreak started. On a more positive note, another 16 patients have recovered and released from care. Still, the one-day spike and general increase in recent days has prompted the health authorities to warn persons that increased vigilance is critical now more than ever.
At this point in the COVID response, I would advise all Jamaicans to assume that every single person you come in contact with is potentially a carrier of the COVID-19 virus. Every single person, barring none.
It is being spread right across the country, and they're spread enough for everybody to be cautious and to take the necessary precautions.
Meanwhile, the chief medical officer has reported that surveys and assessments in affected communities reveal that most Jamaicans know about COVID-19 and the measures to prevent its spread, but do not believe it can affect them. She gave the update Thursday evening, saying this sense of complacency is a large part of the problem. Dr. Bisesa McKenzie is urging Jamaicans to change this mindset.
The numbers that we are seeing are showing that it can affect you. And the fact that we have seen an increase in the number of cases that are local, that we have categorized as a local transmission, not linked to an imported case or an import-related case, suggests that we are coming in contact with persons who are infected with the virus, who do not know that they have been infected, who do not recognize that they had come in contact with somebody who was infected and are now transmitting the virus.
She also expressed concern that the number of elderly persons now becoming infected suggests that younger persons are bringing the virus home to their older relatives.
We must exercise more caution because coming out of more cases, we can go into a position where we have more hospitalizations and more deaths.
In other COVID-related news, Labor and Social Security Minister Mike Henry is encouraging more organizations to adopt and use flexible work arrangements in light of the coronavirus pandemic. The minister's message was delivered by Chief Technical Director in the ministry, Dion Jennings, at a virtual productivity forum on August 20. Minister Henry says the increased use of flexible work arrangements will lead to a safe, healthy, and productive execution of jobs, especially at this time. He says it may also help to reduce absenteeism and enhance employee engagement, morale, and motivation. Flexible work arrangements enable employers and employees to negotiate and select the hours, days, and time that are best suited to the organizational goals. In the meantime, Mr. Henry says the Labor Ministry is developing a telecommuting policy, which is currently in its draft stage. That policy will formalize the arrangements that provide employees with the opportunity to work from a location other than the central work site. Education Minister Carl Samuda says schools to be used for voting on Election Day will be sanitized before the institutions are allowed to reopen for classes. He was speaking at the Jamaica Teachers Association's 56th annual conference, held at the Montego Bay Convention Center on Wednesday. The Education Minister says the schools will not open if the authorities are not satisfied that they have been fully sanitized. The general election is to be held on Thursday, September 3, and schools are set to reopen on Monday, September 7. Minister Samuda says an arrangement has been reached between his ministry and the electoral authorities. He is meanwhile encouraging teachers and school administrators to report instances where the sanitization works have not been undertaken. In other news, a greater number, approximately 97% of all accounts at deposit-taking institutions, are to be covered under the Deposit Insurance Scheme, DIS, which provides protection to depositors of commercial banks, merchant banks, and building societies. This is the effect of an increase in the maximum payout to depositors in prescribed circumstances from $600,000 to $1.2 million. In accordance with Section 18, subsection 1 of the Deposit Insurance Act, the increase is being effected through a ministerial order that has been approved by both Houses of Parliament. It will take effect on August 31, 2020, after publication in the Gazette. The development was announced on Thursday in a statement from the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Portfolio Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says doubling the maximum payout will help increase depositors' confidence in deposit-taking institutions, support market discipline, and ensure continued financial system stability. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.